I'm Mike, I'm bad at cooking, and today I'm going to finish off those beef tenderloin steaks that I made the last time. I don't know if they're fillet mignons or not. I heard someone say that there's only one specific part of the beef tenderloin that is technically the filet mignon, but I don't know that that is true or false. But I've got 4 steaks, and I'm gonna sear them up 3 different ways. It was gonna be 4, but I don't want to use the heat gun because it doesn't put out enough heat. A torch is much hotter. A skillet is much hotter, much more even. And I'm going to be finishing one of them off either directly on coals or lightly suspended over them using skewers. I've got a chimney for getting charcoal to temperature for grilling. So I'm going to take you out back and we're going to have a go at that. Salt, beef, skewer. The coals appear to be nice and hot. They're starting to get white. That's toasty. That's probably what we're looking for what we're trying to do here. So I've got the beef. I've got it patted off in a paper towel. With sous vide, you always want to make an effort to get what you are cooking dry before you sear. I seasoned it a little bit before. We're just gonna season it a little bit more. This is a skewer for normal kebab stuff. I feel this is going to make my job at retrieving from the who knows how hot container a little bit easier. And that goes right through. And then it goes in. Just like everything that comes out of a sous vide, these are hideous right now. And just like everything that comes out of a sous vide, they need to be pat dry. It's the best way to enhance the sear on this nasty gray pink piece of meat. So there's 1, butter, salt, pepper, basting spoon, just a big ass spoon, and a knife for slicing that butter. Asparagus, pan. Peanut oil. Nice high smoke point oil. Just gonna pre-season these asparagus a little bit. I don't know that it benefits them at all, but I'm about to have a few things going on here. Gonna preheat this pan. Once it's nice and ripping hot, we're gonna oil it up. Put a little bit more salt on those these 2 steaks here, the big ones. And I'm just gonna get them nice and hot. Once it starts to develop a nice sear, once I'm personally satisfied with the color they're developing, I'm going to add a little bit of butter to the pan, like a tablespoon, so like, you know, a little bit. And then I'm gonna let them take a bath for a little bit. Late into the cooking process, I'm going to hit them with some pepper. You can burn pepper, doesn't really matter. All right, that's getting nice and smoky now. Now we're gonna get in close. Now that I've got all this delicious beef fat and nice smoky salty butter in the pan, I really like asparagus and beef. I think it's a fantastic combo. Maybe if you have a 10-inch skillet, cut your asparagus in half. Here's the sear on that steak. That's too far, you can't see that. Put it in the final cut anyway. See if I care. Guess whose favorite utensil is not good for flipping asparagus? Rule 1 of cooking, use a pan that's big enough for what you're doing. So these asparagus, they look kind of intimidating. Oh, that's very good. Oh, I forgot to cut the root end off. That's why that's real chewy. I gotta say, that's pretty good. It's still very crunchy because, I mean, you were here with me. It was not in the pan very long. It's heated and it's got a little bit of color on the outside, and quite frankly, that's really all I want from vegetables that I've cooked in a skillet. This really is a testament to my sheer lack of organizational skills. Little oil, much less butter than we cooked the steaks with. Again, these are already salted. Don't do that. What I just did, not a great idea. Not a great idea at all. Chucking something into an obviously hot pan with obviously hot oil is actually a really good way to get a burn. A little bit of pepper on those previous asparagus. Just cutting the root ends off of the asparagus that I already have cooked over here. Definitely make sure you trip and die. That's what all the kids are doing. We got some real good color on these asparagus. A little more oil, again with the butter. Trying to use much less because we're using an awful lot of butter. Vegetables are bad for you. Anytime someone tells you that vegetables are good for you, they're lying. Much better, that was much safer. All right, these are good enough. All right, so we've done coals, we have done skillet. Now we're gonna take out the torch. An upside down baking sheet to create an air pocket. And then this bad boy. We've got a fillet, it's patted dry. We're going to hit it with a little bit more salt. Not a whole lot, because again, we seasoned it before it went in the bag, just a little bit. Haven't done this to a steak yet, just those meatball tacos. That was a mosquito. I'm Mike, and I'm bad at filming. While I waited for the camera to charge, we ate. They were excellent. These things were tender. Brittany thinks that I should do a tasting notes like Greg from How to Drink, but I don't have that capacity. The beef was beefy. The asparagus was salty, buttery, asparagus-y. You know, like a tasty plant. Overall, I'm pleased with this. Thanks for watching.